Welcome back to my channel. I have been on BookTube for 1 whole year now, and it occurred to me that I have never talked about the ratings that I give to the books that I read. I have done monthly wrap-ups for the last year, and I've always just talked about the books in the order that I've read them. I've never actually said what star rating I've given them. So I've decided that this year is going to be a little bit different. When I do my monthly wrap-ups, I am going to give the star ratings. In this video, I thought I would just talk about how I rate my books, what system I use, and the changes that will make to this channel. So before I started my channel on YouTube, I had created an Instagram account where I did talk about the books that I had read. And I did give ratings, but they were very instinctive. They were just, if I absolutely loved a book, I gave it 5 stars. If I didn't love it quite as much, I gave it 4. There was no rhyme or reason, there was no calculated approach to the star rating that I gave. It was just however I felt about the book at the time of finishing reading it. But it meant that it didn't really make sense as to how I was rating books. It didn't make any sense to me, and I wanted it to. So I looked online at different approaches that people take, and I found a system that I absolutely love. So I use the CAWPILE system, which was created and developed by G at Book Roast, and I will link her channel below. I will also link all of the videos that she's created over the years where she talks about CAWPILE, how it works, the different adaptations she's made over the years. It is essentially a Google document, an Excel spreadsheet, where you track every book that you read. So the way the rating system works is there are 7 categories, and the categories are character, atmosphere, writing style, plot, intrigue, logic, and then your general enjoyment of the book. And for each of those categories, you give a score out of 10. So you are giving a final score out of 70. Now you can actually work out your CAWPILE rating without using this document, without using a spreadsheet at all. It just calls for some simple maths. So you have essentially given a score out of 70, which means you then divide it by 7 to give a score out of 10. To then get your 5-star rating, you just divide that score by 2. So for an example, I am going to just look on my laptop, and I started using CAWPILE in April of last year. So I didn't use it for the entirety of 2022. But the first book that I used it for was Firestarter by Stephen King. And the score that it got out of 70 was 55. So divide 55 by 7 and you end up with 7.86. To get your star rating, you divide that by 2, which gives you 3.93, rounded up, is 4 stars. So Firestarter by Stephen King got a 4-star rating. And that is how I use CAWPILE. That is how I rate my books. I then like to keep a separate list of my books, and I then have them in ranking order. And I take both the score out of 10 and the star rating to put them into specific order. So that is how I now rate the books that I read. It's a lot more structured. In regards to 2023, I will be talking about my books slightly differently in my wrap-ups. I will be giving the ratings. I will probably talk a little bit more about the categories including in CAWPILE. I do try to talk about the characters and the plot and the atmosphere that a book has. Everybody has a different way and a different style that they talk about books and they review them, and I think I'm still working out mine. So it's a work in progress, but we'll get there. We'll figure it out. But I would love to know how you rate your books. Do you rate your books? Or do you just read them? Let me know in the comments. And I will be back with another video. Bye!